Hey guys, welcome to Raj Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing today? And what a crazy day in the markets today. But the good news is that Raj has survived today after the last couple of weeks of just going through hell, and we made money. So the chicken is here. We have a winner chicken dinner day in the market. So just crazy. At one point, the Dow was down over 900 points, still closed down over 600 points. S&P down 75 points, NASDAQ down 330. It was down over 400 points at one point, but still, continuing to sell off after hours and stuff looking really weak. I remember I told you guys, this economy, this market, we're going to have a big pullback, a big collapse, a big crash. Real estate's going to crash. There's going to, when I say crash, 10, 20% pullback. Things aren't going to go. Stimulus money, it's gone. Our government, I don't even know if they have any money left. If we don't get these, things extended, we're shutting down the government, They're trying to, tie everything to these other bills. The good news is the government, I think, can just keep creating money, but at some time, somebody has to pay it back. And you got Sleepy Joe with his new structures trying to tax more people and the rich, and it's just going to become a huge mess. They've got to do something. So, I love this comment. John says, only took Biden a year and a few months to make America poor again. But no, we've got to do something. You got these problems in China now, and you got, the rest of the world, and we have some submarine deal with Australia that are nuclear, I don't know, sorry, I think it's a sub deal or a plane deal, train deal, who knows, with Australia and Paris was going to make these military stuff, and now it's costing them $40 billion, so they're not happy with us and want to punish us. I mean, it's crazy. It's just absolutely insane what's going on in the world. But the good news is, if it's your first time watching me, make sure you click that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you follow me. So, and welcome everyone. Of course, welcome all our Patreon members. You guys get all my trades in real time as I make them. So thank you to all our Patreon members. And of course, our YouTube sponsors have access to those really cool emojis and stand out in the chat. But let's take a look at today, guys. Up today, up $133,000. So only got two positions left that we're pretty much playing right now. Like I said, I was going to adjust and get down to business here and make some money for the end of the year. Would have made a ton of money the last 2 days on Lucid, but I do have those hedges out there. I did wind up closing some hedges down. I tried to close them out earlier. I could have made a lot of money if I would have went with my gut earlier in the day, but I finally went with my gut later in the day, and because I think Lucid's going to keep exploding. I think it's going to keep going higher, and I also think eHealth is going to keep going down. eHealth today got right next to its $36.15 all-time low again, then bounced off it a little bit, but still finished the day down at $1.14, so at $36.74. So these are the three positions, 2,700 contracts or puts on eHealth we have out. This one moved the best, the 35. If eHealth drops another dollar or two, these should go up another $150,000. So sitting in a really good position. I think if you look at the chart, if we look at the eHealth chart, I mean, this thing is just a dead horse that's going to just keep sinking. Now, Jaguar finally got out of that at like $2.28 today, or $2.29. I was like, I've had enough of this one. This one's going to go nowhere, especially when the markets start crashing like this. This really affects the penny stocks, the lower end stocks, because people, when the market has great days and goes up a lot, those kind of the penny stocks and all that stuff go up a lot higher. When the market has bad days, then the markets, those all and stuff, pull back. So definitely want to watch all that and take advantage of those stuff. But yeah, definitely those pennies and the little stuff tanks because everybody gets margin calls and all sorts of stuff, and calling them in, calling in for money doing stuff. So they just sell out littler stuff because they panic and stuff. So you definitely have to watch it. But even the crypto market, everything's crashing around us. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy that about the only stock today up was Lucid. And after hours, it's up even more. This thing's ready to explode. They're getting nearer and closer to having this car factory going and actually delivering a car. You have that big Bank of America upgrade to $30. I think this thing could be $30 in the next week or two, maybe even higher. It's definitely a meme stock in play, and it has momentum. Like I said, this morning, so I'll show you guys on the account. So I did close out some positions. I only have 4,000 contracts hedged. If it does start to dip tomorrow, I'll look to hedge or do some more. I also got bullish, and I rolled up these 23 puts into the 25 puts because if it keeps going up, let's make that money. Let's make some money on this thing. And the volatility and stuff is there. So if this stock, gets above 25 bucks, well, another 180 grand there. Look at this. Remember last week we were talking how we had hedged all our money and this was down $2 million. Now it's only down, one more day and this whole position is even. If Lucid goes, if I don't do anything crazy or hedge too much or anything totally insane, and Lucid was to go to 30 bucks, this is a $5 million position. Plus you can still hedge and make some money. So, like I said, hedges are good, hedges are bad. If Lucid tomorrow crashes 3 points, I should have left my hedges alone, and I'm going to be having a very painful day. If Lucid keeps running, which I think it will, because even after hours today, it's up again. It got as high as 24.50 after 24.55. But still, it's up, another 1%. This is good momentum. The volume is really good. People want something, they like it. Lucid's been a hot one. It just, with the sell-off and it's a great recovery. Plus, some of the short people and this thing. Every time this thing gets to that 25, if it goes, it all of a sudden 28, 29 bucks. This thing can run. So we do have some exposure in these 24s, but my exposure is pretty much maxed out because it's at $1.72. I mean, my worst case scenario is a $400,000 exposure, and it's capping my upside on these. But with 6,000 other contracts out there, I'm very confident, very good. Like I said, I have one goal, and that's to get this account back into the green. Well, my goal is by the end of the year, but I want to make some money, show you guys how to make some money. I've got systems that work. I've got to stick to it, got to stay away from those meme stocks because those have been brutal for us, and we're going to make money. We're gonna do it. We're going to get this eHealth, like I said, they're in bad shape. I got some information on them, and they are not looking good. In other news, cryptocurrency crashing again today, another 10% down. Was as low as 42,000 from a high of 47. Take a look at our account, down to $58,000. It's crazy. When you look at it, even in a 24-hour period, this thing was 65,000. I mean, all the way down to 55 and up and here. And it's just crazy how this stuff moves if you look at it, in the month's time. And these are scary. These are, you guys are all real people with real money. And these are high-risk things. These are heavily manipulated by people and, not just crypto, but the stocks and the meme stocks. So you definitely have to be, very, very careful in all this. But Lucid looking good after hours. And like I said, look at this chart on eHealth. I mean, when you look at a chart like Apple, I'll show you guys something. So, when you're looking at this chart, let's look at a 6-month chart on this stock. Tell me why you think this stock is going to go up. And like I said, it's just going to keep continuing to go down. I mean, there's no hope for this thing. It's losing money. It's just bad and stuff. But now when you look at Apple, and there I said, and this is another reason, like I have a great system and, the push to open with stuff like Apple. But if you look at like Apple, and you look at the charts on Apple, I mean, Apple just keeps going up. It hit a new high a week ago. It was $155, 57 a share, all-time, lifetime new high, and it's already 10% off, almost, or 8% off those highs. And this thing moves fast. The problem is it doesn't have the volatility, so you don't get those premiums. And like a day like today, if Apple dropped $3, you'd be a bad day. Now the good news is you can ride it out. Apple's always going to come back, and I can guarantee you that a year from now, 2 years from now, Apple will be way above $142 and $157, high it was at now. But you have to ride it out. The other thing, and I've been watching Apple, and this was, like I said, I want to get back, and I like Apple, and I do play it in some other accounts and do some stuff with it, but I've been watching something, and this is what I always watch with Apple, is if you go to Apple, and you go here, apple.com, and you go to their website, and you say, let's pre-order the iPhone. How long is the wait to get a phone? So if you want let's say the black, just the all basic one. If it's like 6 or 8 weeks out, buy the stock because orders are through the roof. It's going to do really well. If you can get a phone within, days, or when it comes out, there's a problem. So right now, if you look at it, it says, October 19th through the 26th. So today's the 20th. So basically there's a 30-day wait. Usually when there's a 30-day wait, they actually give it to you in 2 to 3 weeks. There's also, if you want pickup, currently unavailable, you can look for other locations and, and different stuff like that. But, so it's interesting. This is available at one store. Let's see here, what store that would be. So this is what scares me. How how do they have, there's no weight for their phones. So this tells me something. Well, one is this new phone didn't have anything special. I mean, few little upgrades, it's put a, and everybody knows that Apple every other year, just kind of does a basic upgrade. But what you want to look at is if you can get that phone immediately, then they didn't sell them. There's no demand. You buy, go try and buy a PS5 right now. Look at the wait time. You'd be lucky to have it for this Christmas. And it's been out since last year. But yeah, when the wait times go way down on these things, guys, that is a bad sign. So that's the kind of stuff I look at. That's what tells me if a stock's going to do something. The other thing that's crazy is Apple's volume. Even after hours today, Apple had like 7 million shares traded and it hasn't moved a penny, or it's flat right now. I mean, that's just insane. So, I don't know. Tesla also got crushed today. That one like 30 points down, so a big drop. Like I said, the whole market, I think there's going to be tons of buying opportunity, and there's going to be some good deals. So you're going to see two things happen. One is the market right now is flat. Futures are flat going into tomorrow. Today was the worst day on the S&P 500 since May. When the Dow was down 900 points, that would have been the worst day since October of 2020. That's how bad it was. And remember 2020 when the whole world was crashing, and that's when we had curfews and pretty much a lot of states started shutting down. Then at the end of October, it's getting ugly again. I mean, they don't have this COVID variant under control at all. They have all these new policies and rules with jobs and vaccinations for companies with 100 people, but people are going to rebel against that. We can't even find all these companies can't even find staff. Imagine if 20% of their staff refuses to get vaccinated, and now they're even more shorthanded. What are they going to do? It's crazy what's going on out there. But like I told you guys, I told you we were going to crash. I don't want to see this, because I want you guys to all make money. But you got to be careful during these crashes. But it does open up a lot of nice buying opportunity on these dips, and that's where you got to look at where is the best value, where is the best bang for your buck, and what's going to bounce back the fastest. I can tell you right now. Travel, I'm shocked. This doesn't even make any sense today. A lot of the travel was up today, like Southwest Airlines and stuff. Because I was looking up, I'm like, how the heck could this be up today? When the market starts crashing, what do you think is the first thing that happens? A lot of people live their life based on the fact that they have imaginary money. It's kind of like you have a 401k. Let's say your 401k has $100,000 in it. We had a great year. The markets were up 20% last year, 30%. So your 401k, your 100 grand at the end of the year is 130,000. And people look at their 401k or, a good day in the market. They just happen to check their 401k tonight and they're like, oh, we had an incredible day. The market rallied. Let's go out and have a nice steak dinner. Well, when they look at their 401k today and they see it's down, 3-4%, $3,000-$4,000, they go, oh my God, cancel Christmas, cancel the trip. We need to save money. I'm going to be working for 20 more years. It just creates this panic, and you see this wide fall, wider sell-off. So that's why it's very important. It'll be interesting. If the market opens, usually two things happen after these giant drops. It'll continue to drop tomorrow, and then you can see a big bounce, or we open up really strong. I don't think we're going to open up really strong because you have the Fed's meeting going on, and you have China playing all these games, and you have this Evergrande or something, Everlade, I don't know, some huge real estate company in China with this $300 billion default possibly coming up, and their real estate market crashing, and that is going to create just widespread panic over here. And welcome Mitchell Pilot, our newest YouTube sponsor, and also a $5 super chat. I'm keeping my eye on BYSO. Take a look at the 3-month chart. Has a history of dropping massively and then shooting back up. So let's take a look at that. BYSI. Beyond Spring. So, wow. 32%. That's definitely a history of drop. That's definitely a drop. Now, don't know anything about the company. Is it oil spire? Something oil maybe? I don't know. But don't know. Well, they're losing money, so that's not a good sign. So you see, it has a history. So when I look at this chart, and we go all the way back a year, I mean, it looks like it only got up to about $17, sat around 10, 11, 12 bucks the whole year, and then kind of did run up right here, and now it's coming back. I mean, it almost looks like the chart of a meme stock or something crazy. So I don't know. I'd definitely be careful with this one. Let's look at like a 1 month chart. I mean, there's honestly nothing that there's nothing I'm looking at right here that would make me a buyer of this stock, especially if they're losing money and based on that run up that I see here. I hope it bounces back, but I'd be very careful. Don't shoot the load on this one. If you made some money on it, I hope you took it and ran, because could definitely bite you quickly on that one. So, but yeah, what else do we guys got? We got let's see. Karen, hi Raja, hope you make lots of money. Blessing from down under. Well, thank you, Karen. Cedric, getting knowledge from the best Raja. Thank you very much. Chaos, that's a Cancer play, I think. Beyond Spring. Like I said, don't know anything about this company. So it is interesting. If you did see Pfizer today, it was actually down earlier, and then I think it came back up or turned positive with like the booster shots and some of the stuff. But that's the whole problem. Our whole world is in mass confusion. Nobody knows what to do. Now it's the deadliest pandemic since 1918. Like I said, there's so much stuff that doesn't make any sense in a lot of this stuff right now. How is this the deadliest thing since 1918? But like I said, 1,500 people a day are dying right now, and wear a mask. If you're not vaccinated, it's like nobody cares. Now I understand part of it is if they told us to do a lot more stuff, we'd probably tell them to we probably will all riot, but. It just blows me away that we're not seeing the hospital people walking out or other stuff happening or just crazy stuff. It'll be interesting. So Light Warrior says big announcement coming Wednesday by the Fed on keeping government afloat or not. And, so what they're trying to do is they're trying to tie this bill in to the other bill that does something until 2022, but that will keep us funded until 2021 of December of this year. There's just too many deals and bills and doing all this. It's like somebody needs to plan where the money is, and it doesn't work. Unfortunately, the 10% of the wealthy in this country isn't going to be enough money for Biden just to totally alienate them and upset them to try and pay everyone else's debt. How about stop just giving money away for not doing stuff? How about making people go back to work? How about government stop paying for all these? How about all the rich people who have worked their whole life and built big businesses and pay salaries and do all this, you keep raising all their costs, doing all these things to them. We can't find any staff, but you keep giving all the people who don't want to work and don't want to do anything all this extra money. And maybe it's time the government takes a bigger picture at it and reverses it and says, you know what? Everyone has a possibility to work. Unless you're truly handicapped and you can't do something, maybe it's time we make them do stuff. So, like I said, the government has got to change it. Like the COVID vaccinations. They shouldn't have given. They give out $3,800 to every person. I bet you, if you didn't get that money unless you had a COVID booster shot, you probably would have got the shot. How many more people do you think would have had the shot by now? Does a shot, who knows? Does a shot even make a difference? Now you have people in the hospital with the shots, don't have, that are dying or sick. This booster shot, nobody knows if we need it or not. I mean, it is just a cluster right now. It's disasterful, and someone's got to get it under control because it's going to get a lot worse. And it's gonna just be a huge mess and a big crash waiting to happen. But like I said, my prediction is I think the markets will get worse. Yes, you're gonna have rally days. Like I said, it'll be interesting tomorrow if the market rallies back. If the market doesn't, the market's gone down, 3 out of 5 days almost, or 4 out of 5 days now. If the market doesn't rally back, most people were probably expecting a bounce. Remember I said you guys it's going to get ugly? Most people probably thought it'd be a bounce or maybe a 100-point sell-off on the Dow, 200 points. But, when the Dow drops 900 points, even though it came back, to 600 and, 30% bounce, that's still a lot, a 600, that's almost 2%. The NASDAQ down 332%, the S&P, and like I said, yeah, come back from its lows, but you're not seeing that buying power that you usually see. Yes, there is a lot of money on the sidelines, so I think people are looking for a second shakeout. I think you may see another, 500,000 point drop on the Dow, and then I think you'll see some buying coming in. But we didn't hold on any support levels. Any of the support levels previously expected to hold didn't hold, and that's what's going on, and really good to make a big deal here and stuff. So, too fit to quit. Extended unemployment benefits have ended, so please stop blaming that for your inability to find workers. So some people are still getting unemployment, and I didn't say I have a worker shortage right now. So, but I can tell you, in America right now, there is a massive, huge worker shortage. So, not blaming them, but all these companies can't find work. I will tell you, and what I do blame on these companies because we can't find workers and staff is products. There's no chicken wings, there's no bag in the box soda pop, Gatorade bottles. It's massive, all these delays and problems and construction stuff, transportation. So it is a problem, and the government needs to fix it. The government wants to take charge, and they say they're fixing all these things, and I'm going to let the government fix it for me, right? Because we're not going to make a difference, so it's their problem, correct? Jackpot Mike, we no longer are the United States. We are divided states. Well, the Democrats and the Republicans have pretty much divided a lot of stuff and a lot of laws and different things like no other this time because of COVID. With obviously Republican governors, no masks. It's a free for all early on, never shutting down as much or as long, and of course Democratic governors shutting down their states for a lot longer and more mandates. So it is definitely different rules, and I think that's another issue. And I've said this a long time ago. How do you have one nation under God, blah blah blah, one the United States government, Congress, all these things, but every state has its own rules, and it's confusing. It's kind of like liquor, where one state it used to be, is 18, and you can be 21, and states could change it. You have different speeds, and for highways in different states. You have, some states to gamble you have to be 18, some you have to be 21. Some states, a lot of states have gambling, or the Indians figured out a way around it if they didn't. But you still have a lot of states that don't have gambling because they don't have an Indian reservation or they don't allow it. This may sound, also like liquor license hours. Why in Vegas and Atlantic City is it 20? Even in Black Hawk, Colorado, it's 24/7 liquor sales. But in Denver, last call is 2 o'clock. Some states last call is 1 o'clock. Some states it's 4 o'clock. Every city and county has its own rules. Why are brothels legal in Las Vegas, but if you want to meet a girl at a bar and give her $100 in Miami, it's illegal. It's like we're one country under one nation. Why is marijuana legal in Colorado and 27 states now? Why is it recreationally legal in 22 states? So, there's so much stuff. Like, we're supposed to be one country under one law. It's just so confusing, and it's like I said, it's just crazy how the government has been so divided and just can't get stuff together. So definitely be interesting. Light Warrior, lots of misinformation. It's malpractice. Get a booster. Don't get a booster. It is. Like I said, nobody knows what's really going on. So, Joe, how about not being allowed into a hospital without proof of vaccination? I haven't heard of that one yet. That's insane. I think a hospital has to treat you no matter what. But yeah, that would be insane. But the thing is, the people checking these boosters, this is my other thing, are the people checking the shots to make sure that you have a booster shot or any of this stuff, or even like to travel. It's such a joke. Like, they're like, oh, now United States is opening up travel again. Well, one, the Delta variant is getting worse and everything. Why is it a big deal? But it's a huge deal. But now we're going to let more people in our country. So but they were coming in our country anyways because they could go to Mexico, and through Mexico they could come in the country. But we didn't block Mexico, but we blocked Canada. It's just everything we do is just ass backwards at times, and it makes no sense at all. I sit here and I just try and figure it all out, and I'm just like blown away by it. So, Justin says. It's because we are a republic of independent states. Each state is like an independent country. It is, but that's the whole thing. But you have a central government who wants to tax us like they run our country, and give each of these states a allowance, because you follow these rules. If you don't change your drinking age, we're cutting off your road funding. If you change your, if you don't do this, we do that. It's just crazy. So. But hey guys, that's what I got for you. I hope everyone has a great day tomorrow. Probably not a live show tomorrow, unless we have a blowout day tomorrow. If Lucid's up 2 points tomorrow, we'll have a live show tomorrow. But I got to take Joe in the afternoon to do some stuff, so I got an appointment for him. But if I do go live, it'll be earlier in the day. If I do it, it'll be like right around when the markets close. It'll be about the only time. I'll have tomorrow. But if it's a normal or fairly even day, I'll just post a picture. If it's 100,000 or less, either way, I'm not going to make a big production. But if we have a blowout day tomorrow, which I think we could actually have, look for an earlier Raja Makes Money show. But hey guys, if it is your first time watching and you haven't followed me yet, click that follow button. If you're watching on Facebook, click that watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, click the follow button. And big shout out to the Mod Squad. Thank you guys for everything you do. And of course, all our Patreon members. You get all my trades real time. Thank you guys for your support of Raja Makes Money and of course the YouTube sponsors. So take care guys, and I'm wishing everyone a great day in the market tomorrow. Best of luck.